Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Shinobi Josuke, and I waited a week to talk about this because I figured it'd be good to let everybody have a chance to see the movie or whatever before I start talking about it. So this is just gonna be like a spoiler thing. So if you don't want to be spoiled by the movie, for the movie, if you haven't seen it yet, just go ahead and click off now, come back later. Or if you don't care, then stick around, because oh my god, this is gonna be a doozy. So, what the fuck? That's my first thing I gotta say. What the fuck? I'm literally looking at this movie, right? I'm excited for it on one hand, on the other hand, I'm looking at some reviews and stuff because people are saying, oh, it's, this, that, whatever. And some of the stuff that I saw, no, I couldn't make much of a connection to that. It literally is just cringy. That's what I'm saying. It's mostly cringy. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, she's doing her job. She's doing the best with what she's given. I'm not gonna lie. Max Lord, I can understand where he's coming from, and I understand why he wanted what he wanted. He just wanted to have some power, and for people to basically give him all the respect and admiration or whatever he wanted. Cheetah, on the other hand, is just basically the Wonder Woman equivalent for Electro in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's basically what she was in this movie. She was just the nerdy fangirl who wanted to be close to Diana, and it was like, I wish I was like her. And now this gets to later in the movie, and by later I mean like maybe 10 to 20 minutes later in the movie, where the Wish Rock was found by Barbara. And as you're watching the movie, you're literally like, okay, so I know Cheetah's in this movie. I know Max Lord is the main villain, I guess. Like, it's the weird thing. It's not even like it's a main villain per se. Technically, yes, Max Lord could count as the villain, the number one villain of this movie, but he literally doesn't have any powers until he gets the Wish Rock, which that scene alone was just, really? Like, that's the best you got. At least in Batman v Superman, Lex Luthor had goons go get the stone. You could have had the mall scene where they go and get the stone and then bring it to Max Lord. Like, one of them could have gotten away, and then he gave the henchman guy, gave Max Lord the rock. That's a route you could have gone, and that would have made sense. But no. For some reason, out of nowhere, this dude who's like a oil tycoon whose business is failing and stuff like that, he decides to buy his way to the stone as like a sponsor or whatever. And for some reason, I don't know how, and I don't know why they didn't go this route in the first place, but it boggles my mind as I'm thinking back to it, because they could have made this work so much better. So he's in the museum, right? They're looking at the artifacts and all that stuff that are recovered from that jewelry store in the mall scene, and he sees the rock. And Barbara is like geeking out about this dude because she saw him on TV. With his whole "life is good, but it can be better" catchphrase. That's what she was geeking about with him, just talking that up. Then Diana shows up, and of course, Max Lord looking at her now like, oh, okay, all right, let me talk her up a little bit. Let me talk her up, see if I can flex. Of course, that fails because Diana's like, nah, I don't like you. I don't like you at all. So later on, and for whatever reason, I shit you not, I don't know who came up with this idea, but why would you make him the Wish Stone? Why would you have him be like, you know what, I wish to be the Wish Stone, or whatever. I don't know what technical name it's called. I'm just gonna call it the Wish Stone. But apparently, now you learn this later in the movie, it's basically a catch-22. It's basically, yes, you get what you want, but there's a catch to it. And it's anyone who's ever seen one of those movies where it'd be like, oh yeah, you can have whatever you want. Oh yeah, you can get a wish, whatever you want. There's always a catch. We all know there's always a catch. But for some reason, now this takes place later in the movie. I'm not sure how, but still trying to figure that out, because I don't think Wonder Woman technically said that she wished for Steve to come back. I guess she was just thinking about it. But he comes back later in the movie in another dude's body. That's basically how that happened. He came back in another guy's body. It's like they looked at Bleach, the anime, and saw the whole Mod Soul scene with Cone, like when they first met, and he just popped the soul candy in there. Next thing you know, oh, it's Steve Trevor. That's literally how this guy might as well have been written as, because you might as well just had some kind of soul candy from Bleach, pop that up, and boom, Steve is the Mod Soul taking over this guy's body. And for some reason, Diana thought, you know what? This doesn't bother me at all. I'm just gonna take this guy with me and see what happens. Because it's Steve in his body right now, but I don't give a shit about this other guy. I'm just gonna have my Steve. My husbando Steve. So, throughout the movie, Wonder Woman is basically putting this random dude's life in danger, while Steve, now he's a ghost basically, possessing this guy's body. But, oh no, it's just fine. It's cool. Barbara, on the other hand, as the movie progresses, she develops her abilities and all that stuff. Now, of course, none of this explains how she turns into Cheetah later in the movie. As I'm watching the movie, I'm like, okay, so I get that she wished to be like Diana, but how does that translate to her getting the Cheetah powers? And is that not like some kind of specific artifact or some kind of curse or something for that? Turns out, you find out later in the movie that not only if they beat Max Lord does she lose her powers, or she has to renounce her wish, otherwise she'll just keep going crazy. She's like, yeah, fuck you, not doing that. I like the way I am now. I'm keeping my powers. How does that make any sense whatsoever? At least with the whole, okay, you wish for something, I get something in return. That I agree with. That can make sense. But I'm not even gonna continue with the whole wish thing, because that whole thing just is weird. The only thing about the wish thing that makes sense is the whole, you wish for something, I grant it, but I get something from you in return. That's the whole thing that makes sense for the wish part. But as the movie progresses, literally as you're going through the movie, you're like, okay, so Wonder Woman doing her thing, she's taking Steve with her, that's cool. But then they decide to give her more powers that she didn't have in Batman v Superman, she didn't have in Justice League, which all take place after 1984. So somehow, some way, she can turn things invisible, and now she can fly. Okay, where was this during Justice League? Where was this during Batman v Superman? Because she cannot fly in those movies, or at the very least, they never alluded to her being able to fly. She's over here driving cars in Justice League. she's riding in the Javelin or whatever that plane's called that Batman had in Justice League. I mean, I guess in a way it would make sense for her to have been able to go and help Superman and Batman in Batman v Superman, but where did the invisibility thing come in? Because last time I checked, and this is the first Wonder Woman I'm talking about here, her dad is Zeus. So how does she see her dad turn things invisible, and then she copies it on a coffee mug or something a few years later and then loses it, but somehow she can just turn the whole damn jet invisible mid-flight? Literally, as you're trying to fly away, she can just do some kind of Doctor Strange hand waves and then poof, just touch the jet. Almost as if she's rubbing her hands together, except for like a couple inches apart, and then boom, just touch the jet. Next thing you know, oh, we're invisible now. They can't see us. Yay. Now, I get that it's a sequel and you want to have some new things to get people excited and all, but why did you give her the ability to turn things invisible and then her ability to fly? Literally the only reason they probably did that was so they could have that little angel scene in the final battle where she's just wearing some gold armor that we've seen in the trailers with the wings. Literally, she wanted to, it's like you wanted to have a Falcon scene and just have her flying and just, or maybe her coming down like an angel, just, oh. I don't understand it. I really don't. So she can fly, and then for some reason she can still swing on lightning like Spider-Man. Why was that even in there? I mean, I look cool, I'm not gonna lie, but she could turn things invisible, she can swing on lightning as if she was Spider-Man, and she can fly now? That's 3 different abilities that admittedly sound cool if they were flushed out at first, but they were just thrown in here at random. It's like, oh hey, by the way, Steve died, so, or rather, she had to renounce her wish because her wish was the trade-off of her powers. She gets Steve back, but she loses her powers in the process as time moves forward. Later in the, at like almost nearing the end of the movie, she ends up having to renounce the wish in order to get her powers back so she could stop Max Lord and whatever. But she got 2 out of 3 of these abilities right after she did that. She couldn't fly, and I'm pretty sure she couldn't just swing, Spider-Man swing on lightning until after the fact. Like, this is literally as if they tried to pull their own version of Goku getting Super Saiyan after Krillin died and he got a power boost. Nothing about that made sense. She's running through the street after she renounced her wish, grabbing onto a plane or something, and then she can fly. Flies home, grabs her gold armor that she found, I don't even remember how, like through some people who dug it up or something, and then just goes off to fight Cheetah. It just, the whole thing from that scene alone was just, I get that they were trying to be all touching or whatever, but it came off as weird for me. Then, oh my god, we get to Cheetah. Cheetah, I don't even know what they were thinking when they designed Cheetah to look this way. I get what they were trying to go for, I really do, but what the fuck were they thinking? You could have had a whole segment of just Cheetah going through some changes, right? Maybe her wish causes her to go and give in to her primal urges, and then later on she ends up turning into Cheetah. No, it's 1 minute you see her fully clothed and with Max Lord as he's proceeding to continue on with his broadcast and stuff. Like, he's starting it up and he's getting ready to broadcast to everybody and all that. Then, not 2 minutes later, after Wonder Woman beats up all the guards and decides to look up for some reason, she sees Cheetah. And I'm sitting here looking like, when did this happen? There's no way this could have happened in less than 5 minutes. It's not like you looked out the window, saw Wonder Woman beating up these guys, and then just started to stand up there menacingly. As if she's trying to do the Dio pose, just like looking down at her like, oh, so you want to fight? No. She's looking down at her, Wonder Woman confused just like the rest of us, like, what? Then Cheetah and Wonder Woman had their fight, yada yada. And this is where I call bullshit. There's a lot of scenes in this movie where I can call bullshit, but this one right here, this scene right here is where I call bullshit. You have Wonder Woman and Cheetah in water. In fucking water. With an electric cable about to get in the water. And Wonder Woman is holding Cheetah down by the arms. And she dunks her in the water. And she's electrocuted. Now, for any normal person, they would be dead. Just dead. But no. For some reason, that just stuns Cheetah. It just stuns her a little bit. Then Wonder Woman flies with Cheetah in her arms and just puts her down. Like, wait, what? So, they're telling me you have a 5-minute fight scene, like 5-6 minute fight scene. You can fly. And then you electrocute this bitch, basically. You dunk her in water as she's getting shocked. And she not only is still alive, she's more or less fine. Like, she's not unconscious. She's just laying there. Like, just, damn, I got my ass beat. No, that doesn't make any sense. But no, you can have a 5-minute fight team with Cheetah, but you use, and I shit you not here, Talk No Jutsu on Max Lord and everybody who made a wish by connecting the lasso onto him. How? Where does that make any sense? This is not Naruto. How did you use Talk No Jutsu on Max Lord? You could have literally knocked him out. You could have flown into the room and just punched him in the face, knocking him unconscious. Boom, done. Movie over. Victory for Wonder Woman. Instead, she is, like, I don't know, pushed back by the wind of the room or something. And she is laying there like, you have to renounce your wish. What good is lie? What good is a false truth or having what you want the most and it costing you all of this? Basically just talk no jutsu. She's trying to Naruto this dude, and not only does it work for the rest of the world, because somehow the lasso is able to broadcast a message if it's attached to this dude, even though I don't know how he's broadcasting anything while he's standing in the middle of a I'm not sure what the device was, but he's standing in the middle of something where he's just some blue light just shining on him, wind going all over the place, and she's stuck in the corner because of this wind and just talking. That's it. And this is the same character who ran through buildings, knocking dudes down left and right and throwing a tank. And she's sitting there using talk no jutsu on everybody, saying basically you should just renounce your wish because you'll end up destroying the world. Even though she doesn't really say just destroying the world, it's some long ass speech or whatever. It's basically just, hey, renounce your wish, shit's getting fucked up. And the only thing that made this movie watchable was Gal Gadot. The dude who played Max Lord, he did a good job. He did a good job too, I think. The woman who played Cheetah, I mean, she did her job pretty okay, but she just felt like an Electro situation. That's what she felt like. She felt like an Electro situation. And the difference between those two was like, okay, yes, he's a nerd, but at least how Electro got his powers in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, that made some sense. He got electrocuted, fell into a vat of eels. Eels bit him, and for some reason, he ended up surviving. That, as weird as that was, made more sense than, oh, I wish to be just like Wonder Woman. And then a second wish, I don't want to be like anyone else anymore. I want to be an apex predator. What? Okay, so I think I've prattled on long enough, but moral of this entire thing, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, still really good. The movie itself, I don't even know what was going on back there in the studio, in the writer's room, or wherever. Though I do like Chris in that movie. I don't even remember his last name all that well because there's so many Chris's between all the Marvel and DC movies I've seen. So I'm just gonna say, Steve Trevor, you deserve better for that one. I'm sorry, but you know, it's Hollywood for you. But like I was saying, moral of this whole thing, Gal Gadot doing a good job. Whoever was the writers, and if you were writing the movie, why didn't you stop this? How many movies have there been made where, even by Warner Bros., where directors can be like, just, in what world can you just tell the studio, no, I want 2 opening scenes. I want it to be 2 hours, 31 minutes long. I want it to be this, that, whatever. And you just get it. I don't know how she was able. I don't know how the director of this movie was able to get that. I don't know how the studio didn't stop and be like, because they did. They were like, okay, you can cut out this scene or cut out this scene. You have 2 opening scenes. Cut out one or the other. She's like, oh no, wait, we want both. What? Hollywood, I'm just saying, get your shit together before, just end the year off how you ended off and get your shit together later, because since you greenlit another Wonder Woman movie, call Zack Snyder, call whoever, and get their help, because this right here is the total opposite of what the first Wonder Woman movie was that came out back in 2017. It is just, oh my god. But with that being said, thanks for watching this whole almost half-hour spiel about Wonder Woman 1984, and hopefully, by the grace of God, the third movie is better. And who knows, maybe in the future DC will actually try to do some movies with Wonder Woman in them. Maybe you can have a whole Batman Wonder Woman side story thing going on. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, thanks for watching and Happy New Year, everybody.